Well, hello, flawless family, and happy 2023. It is I, Tierra around Tidewater, Tierra the broker, owner, property manager, Walker One Property Group.
And Diane Stein, Southern Trust Mortgage Residential Loan Officer. I team up with my favorite broker, Tierra,
Hooray!
from the financial side.
Absolutely. And this is home buyer and seller tips with Tierra and Diane. So thank you so much for joining us today. As we promised you guys in December 2022, we are going to be bringing you bi-weekly episodes all year to ensure that you stay up to date, that you stay up to date on the Hampton Roads market, the Virginia markets, real estate markets, of course, and our national markets. Okay, so we'll be keeping you up to date on that from the real estate side, and Diane, of course, will be keeping you up to date on
the financial side, interest rates, all that fun stuff.
Absolutely. And although it may not sound that fun, it will definitely be fun when you're reaching your goals. So we're here to inform you and let you know some cool new things. So Diane's going to start off with a few updates that have happened since the start of the new year, and then I'm going to follow up with some great information that I'd love to let you guys know.
So the beginning of the year is going to start with Chairman Powell's going to speak this week. So depending on what he says, be a little, there might be a little reaction in the market. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, will also be reported this week. So we'll check and see on all those evaluations of the market and all those numbers that are used. And those are the sort of things that indicate the inflation and where we stand with that. So the predictions right now is the inflation is here, the economy is slowing. It is on a steady slow, and it's doing exactly what the Fed is trying to get it to do by incrementally raising interest rates to try to slow down the economy. So it's working. It's doing what they're talking about. So hopefully that's what Chairman Powell will reiterate when he speaks this week. What this will indicate, though, is this will help out the bond market, which will then in turn help mortgage rates. So mortgage rates are expected to, but you never know, don't have a crystal ball. Right. They're expected to start falling a little bit and moderate down a little. It's going to be up and down for the next quarter, but through this quarter, they are expected to readjust and lower. So if anybody got kicked out of the market from the rates going up, we should see a little bit of relief this quarter. So it may be something that you're back in the market with. Also, in the next month, we're going to have some updates on grant programs, which also might help out. So we're going to have an update on that in the next several weeks, probably the next 4 weeks. So we'll get an update on that as well.
Well, that sounds really, really good. We are excited to know how the market will be looking this year, especially for those of you that are looking to purchase this year, whether it is your first home or your second home, and then also even for sellers, because of course, if you're selling, you're going to need somewhere to live. So that's a good way to plan how you might be making your next steps. So please do stay tuned as we'll continue to bring you up-to-date information as possible bi-weekly for the remainder of the year. So today, and starting off our new year, I wanted to go over some of the stats and statistics that are kind of greatly affecting our current Hampton Roads market. By Hampton Roads, if you're someone that's out of the area, that would include Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, Chesapeake, Hampton, Newport News, and Suffolk. So 7 cities of which comprise Hampton Roads. And so I had a few stats I wanted to kind of share with you guys that I believe may be quite encouraging concerning our market. So first of all, WinRain, which is the Real Estate Information Network, when they release the monthly stats, they give us tons of information to be able to utilize to help assist you in making good decisions about what your next steps may be. And sometimes, well, most times, by knowing the market, which is what my job is to do, by knowing the market, I can inform you so that you can be better prepared for what is coming and what's available. So basically, their market summary comes out, and it is year-over-year residential activity. They put it out every month, but it's pretty much about 6 to 8 weeks behind. So this one actually lists out December stats. So you figure that in December, which obviously was last month, we had an 18.57 increase in listings. So that is very, very good news. As you recall, in 2021, the whole thing was the competition for homes that were available on market. So versus 2021, that was an almost 20% increase. Pending sales, though, did decline. Now, we all know that pending sales are declining because of those higher interest rates Diane just talked about. So although the on-market properties are increasing, the pending sales did decline by 30%, nearly 31% from December 2021, just because of those higher interest rates, as well as settled sales. Settled sales decreased over 35% versus 2021, with only a little more than 2,000 homes closing in December 2022 versus almost 3,100 in 2021. And even new construction has slowed down. We know that from our own office with our new agent, new listing specialist, Tamika Dixon, with all the new construction she is handling. It's definitely been a slower rate on sale for those, and that also decreased by nearly 10% at 9.48%.
On that same note of new construction that Tierra was just speaking on, the supply chain numbers came out today as well. And so all of that has corrected. So they're not having as many supply chain issues. So buying new home sales, once the buyers come back into the market, it shouldn't be as long of a turnaround time for new homes based on previous years. The last 2 years, the supply chain has just halted that tremendously. So those shouldn't be issues coming up in the next couple months.
I know the only issue continues to be is the rising lumber costs. So even though, it's almost like we're correcting the supply chain, but costs on things have went up so much
tremendously
that there's a huge difference. So that doesn't mean that those new constructions won't be available, but it is that I'm sure it will continue to still have a pace that is not as what we were seeing as average 3, 4, 5 years ago. Okay, and then with median sales price, I will say the interesting thing is that when I looked at median sales price in December 2021, it had increased by 19%. So for me to tell you that it's at 6%, 5.52% in December of this year versus December 2021, median sales price in the area was $290. Our current median sales price is $306, and that goes right into some of the other stats that I wanted to share with you guys. So one of the things that I do want to say is that the market between 200,000 and 300,000 buyers is remaining steady. In the month of November, there were actually a combined about 675 units sold that were in between the $200,000 and $300,000 price range, and that is pretty steady, meaning that although home prices have increased, there is still a very strong market, and you are still able to purchase within that $200,000 to $300,000 range. The interesting thing, though, is that what we're seeing is those prices are now leaning more to attached homes. So this is those single family condos that may be connected on one wall. Those are townhomes in and about the Chesapeake area and all around where you have these attached homes. It actually, out of nearly 1,950 homes that sold in November, 1,460 were attached. So that goes to show
that's a huge difference from what it has been.
Right. So what that shows is that with the median sales price having increased, like I said, last December, it was an increase of 19%. So you figure that for 2021, not 2022. So now here we are with still at an additional 5.5% increase at 306. So that you're in the 300 market closer for the single families. Is basically what I'm saying, is that although single families are still available, we're leaning more into, with the prices having increased, those sales in that price range are still falling more in attached homes. So I know that Our area is not traditionally an area where most buyers are looking when they purchase to have an attached home. However, I do implore you to continue looking at some of these newer construction communities that have attached and combined use properties as options versus single family, as well as POA communities and condo unit communities. And although those condo fees can get excessive, there are several condo and POA communities throughout Hampton Roads where their fees are less than $100 and even $200 a month. And think about the amenities you get, as well as community maintenance with front yard care. So that is something to consider if you are a buyer in the market this year. Just know that if you're in the price range of $250 and under, that a lot more of those sales are going to be in the price range of attached homes. So that it is worth taking a look at beautifully attached and well-kept newer construction and rehab properties that are consistently in those price ranges, okay? I also wanted to give you some good news because, as usual, I always try to, like, Diane is the finance person, but I want to know where the money is, okay? So you figure that I would say that one of the greatest stats that we actually pulled up, and this one was a big surprise to me, you guys. So look, I know you can't really see it good, but I want you to know that I'm not just looking at paper. I'm actually analyzing stats for you, okay? Because I want you to know to prepare. So one of the things that they have is the statistical graph for settled sales versus median sales price versus the HUD estimated median family income. Now, the way that is determined is that they're looking at the median family income for purchases with mortgages over the past, and this one actually goes all the way back to 1997. Now, we're not going to do that, okay, but we are going to look at the last 5 years. And in the last 5 years, the median income of Hampton Roads, which would include all the 7 cities, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Suffolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, Hampton, Newport News, has increased by $20,000. So it's actually went from 2017 at $73,000 to the median income being $93,500 for yearly income. So that means that although sales prices have increased, so have incomes. And because we're in an area that has so much professional jobs and military jobs and with the shipyard, and then also all of these great communities that actually pay really, really well, that is a median income, which shows and kind of goes in line with that 306 median sales price, because the high on this particular graph is 312.5, and that was in November. So you figure that we're definitely looking at an increase so that you are able to afford these homes if you've properly prepared, saved, and of course, if that is a goal of yours, right? All right, so now the last thing I want to kind of go over, because I've been letting you guys know that a part of my experience, 5 years in fact, of my experience was in distressed sales, foreclosure sales, short sale assistance for sellers. And so I just wanted to take a quick look at the REO, which is the other real estate owned by banks, and short sales, which are when a seller or a homeowner owes perceived from view based on perception, owes more than the house is worth. Now, let me tell you as a quick aside, okay, on short sales. I just want to just say this. The people that are going to be the most affected by short sales are people that are trying to sell the house now. Because if you purchased the house within the last 3 to 5 years, you at the time could afford it. So unless you've had a major change of job, you were not reemployed after the pandemic, because we know, people did lose jobs, and we know there have been tons of layoffs. If you purchased with the help of a professional and purchased a home you could afford 3 to 5 years ago, it really should not matter to you if right now in 2023 you owe more on your house than what is perceived to be worth. Here's why. Your mortgage is for 30 years. Do not let the market push you unless your family has changed and you need to go and get a new house for some reason, unless you can no longer deal with the financial responsibility of the home because of a job loss or health reason, which troubles happen to us all. We are real estate for the people. Flawless Living Made Simple. So we're here to help with that. But unless you're in a circumstance, or for some of our families that are transferring out of the area, if you're unwilling to rent because keep in mind, if you're transferring out of the area, you could always rent the house. I actually have a true story of a landlord I worked with from 2017. We sold her house last year. When I met her, she owed $40,000 on the house more than it was worth. And because she was no longer in the area, prior military, she wanted to get rid of the house, but it was no way to get rid of it at the time because the sales price would be less than what she owed on it. What did we do? We rented the property. We rented the property for the next 3.5 years. And she consistently made mortgage payments with good tenants. And once the house was able to be sold, she was able to do that easily and with a small, well, it depends. It might be small, might be considerable profit because she had the foresight to not look at it. Short sales are perception based on your actual circumstance in the moment. Because if you're staying in your house for 30 years, the value will increase. The value will increase unless they're going to come and build a commercial airport next to your driveway. The value will increase. So do not let the market determine how you and your family move and plan for your financial future. I just had to say an aside about that because when we're selling houses to our clients, we ask, what is your motivation? Are you looking to stay in this house for 3 to 5 years? Or are you looking to stay in this house for the next 7 to 10 years? Or are you looking at this more like a lifetime commitment? Because that will determine how you purchase now. It's no reason. It's just like any other big ticket item, only this one you live in and you invest a major portion of your income in. But if you know upon purchase that you only want to stay in the area for 3 years, you only want to be in the house for 5 years because you're leveraging investments and you have other plans, keep your expenses low. Don't go buy the dream house for the look of it for the next 3 or 4 years when you know you want this to be a rental property. And another thing is that, thank you, Diane. I know I got to wrap it up, y'all. I get passionate. I'll be playing. Me and Diane said this is going to be short, but this is on my heart to help you.
I gave her a little tap.
I'm telling you, somebody needs this word, okay? Somebody needs this today, okay? I know somebody needs it, Diane. Thank you so much. You gave me the tap. And see, she was respectful with the tap. That's a free tap. She said, come on, girl, wrap it up. Okay, but look, this is all I'm saying.
All good stuff, though. All good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the thing is that here's the reality, okay? Is that...
But we're going to be talking to y'all every 2 weeks, so...
Right. We definitely are. We're coming back with more information. So basically, the last part I wanted to just say about that is because if you are actually going to be leaving the area or not staying in the property, wanting to turn it into a residential rental, right? It's much easier in Hampton Roads to rent 2 to 3 bedroom properties. Now that does not mean, about 40% of our rentals are 4 bedrooms, okay? However, they sit on market longer, they have a higher turnover time, and because they are a higher rent, when those people miss the rent or if their rent is late, it does hit the landlord a little bit differently than a house that you kept the expenses low on and are now making exponential profit. Okay, so that's it about that. I just wanted to mention it. And then, last but not least, with the distressed and REO short sales, which are other real estate owned by banks versus total residential unit sales, I just want to tell you this. From July of 2022 through November, there was nearly a 2% increase in homes that were sold by banks. And short sales have actually remained consistent through the entire year of 2022, with the highest short sale concentration in the spring, 9, 14, and 6 for March, April, and May. So short sales and other real estate owned, bank-owned properties for investors, and remember, as a single family homeowner, an actual owner occupant, the HUD down payment is only $100. You didn't know I knew that. You reach out to us now, walkeronepropertygrp.com. We have the information. We will help you no matter what your circumstance is. We are willing to help you reach your goals in real estate. And Diane, of course, is here on the what?
The financial side.
The money. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks. It's going to only get better from here. We got the information. We got the knowledge. And we are here to serve. Thank you so much for watching Home Buyer and Seller Tips with Tierra and Diane. Now, first of all, before we let you go, we have to let you know to follow us on our social media platforms. Okay, Diane is doing better at social,
it's not my forte.
and she looks so cute up there too. But we're also bringing some good information, so I tag her in a lot of stuff. But follow us, at Walker One Property Group, at Flawless RET, and look out for the next episode of Tierra Around Tidewater coming up soon on the Tierra Around Tidewater channel. And of course, please go and subscribe to our website, like and subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe. We are trying to get 50 subscribers. Can we get 50? Please. We appreciate you for watching. We appreciate you for watching. Thank you. And you have an amazing couple of weeks, okay? Let's make 2023 the year of our dreams, okay?
Yep.
Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.